Alright, next day in the Porsche. Seems like every system on this car has some issue. This is, I guess, typical for older Europeans. So the next customer complaint is power door locks. They're not working right. The blower, the fan inside the car, you turn the speed dial, nothing happens. And intermittent wipers don't work. Okay. So let's start with door locks. So, we'll take a look at the OE manual. How are these locks supposed to work? First, you want to gather some data, what's supposed to happen and what is actually happening. So, central door locking system enables you to lock or unlock both doors simultaneously by operating one door lock. Central door locking system functions only when both doors are fully closed. If one door is centrally locked, the centrally locked door will unlock automatically. Okay? So the car is safely locked when not locking knob A is fully down. Yes. On a centrally locked vehicle, the passenger door can be unlocked using the turn button B. With the ignition key in position 1 or 2, both doors can be locked or unlocked by pressing the central locking button in the center console. The button is illuminated when the doors are locked. Okay, when the ignition key is in position 0, the central locking system is operational by turning knob B. So, what I noticed is when the key is off, nothing works. You can manually lock or unlock the doors, but the power locking system doesn't work. And with the key in the door, this one, the tumbler turns, the button goes up and down, but nothing happens with the power system. On that one, I can't even turn the key tumbler. So with the key in the accessory position, we press the button, and the little button's depressed. That's good. I press it again. Okay. So that seems to work with the ignition key on. Ignition key off. This doesn't work, and see, I can't lock that door because for some reason it fixed it up. This one I can lock and unlock, but again, it doesn't really do anything with the power system. So let's take a look at the wiring diagrams. Let's see what the power feeds are to the central locking system with the ignition key off or with the ignition key on. Had to print out some more diagrams of the central locking control unit. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pins on this control unit. Here is the central locking button. So 2 wires go to the button, and then 1 wire goes to the light, which does not illuminate, but we're not too concerned about that just yet. 2 power feeds. 1 power feed, K2, is hot when the key is off, and the other power feed, F3, is hot when the key is an accessory or run. Okay, because this system has to be powered up in all cases, because when the key is off and out, you still want power locks. And then when the key is in and your car's running, you still want power locks for the central button to work. So 2 separate power feeds, and these 2 wires go to the doors. So left door, right door, and each actual actuator has 4 wires. And as you can see, that has to be a ground. See, that's a ground point right there. So we have power feeds coming in here, ground, and these 2 wires going to the control unit. And we know the door locks go up and down when the key is on. But when the key is off, nothing happens. So where does this hot when key off power feed come from to the central locking unit? Well, it says K2, so we have to go to our master sheet, find K2. This kind of is fun after you get a hang of it. Right here, K2, and you can see we're coming from quadrant C13. So just confirmation there, yes, C13. It comes from relay VI, so that's relay 6, pin 87A. So this relay right here, VI, or 6, is the window regulator. Now what does the window regulator have to do with power locks? Well, let's see, there's 87A, and when this relay is not energized, you can see that 87A is connected to 30, which comes from fuse output on fuse 21, and then it says window regulator and door lock. Okay, so when this relay is de-energized, the locks should get power, and when it's energized, I assume 87D1 goes to the power windows. We can verify that. D1, H16, E15, CH16, E15. There's our push button switch for regulator. There's D1. Yes, it powers that up. Right here, D1 powers that up. So when the key is an accessory or on, you get power to the windows through that circuit. When the key is off, you should get power to the door locks through that circuit. So let's go right for this window regulator relay, VI, and make sure we have power here and on 87A when it comes out of the relay. And that should feed K2, right? K2, we should have power on K2. So with the key off, let's see, do I have power? Yes, my test light works. We should have power on K2. K2 is right here. And hey, we don't have power. Now VI is this gray relay right here. It should be a 5-pin relay. Let's pop it out and see what's going on. Yep, there are 5 pins there. Hey, this relay only has 4 pins. There's 8730. Look, 87A is blank, so no wonder the door locks wouldn't get power when the key is off. That's pretty crazy. So I'm going to try to find a spare 5-pin relay, plug it in, and see if our door locks work with the key off. That would be pretty epic. And one more thing I found is, with the key on, we'll go right for the blower here. We have no blower unless you there, when you switch to defrost, the blower comes on, but otherwise it's dead in the water. You can see the speeds there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Nothing works, right? If you look at the OE manual, at the layout of the relays, I'm like, you know what? Let's just double check that all the relays are in place. Obviously, this thing's not a virgin. We have exposed relays. Some of the slots are blank. So if we go through all these, you'll see that some slots are indeed blank, not connected. I saw one that says fresh air fan XXI. That's relay 21. XXI, relay 21. We'll check it out. It's blank. And only 4 of the pins are populated. So you know what? This one, that was in the door locks, the 4-pin relay, that was wrong in there. That just might work for the blower. Let me plug it in here. And see if the fan works. Hey! So is that a bonus bonus fix? We just got the blower to work. the the relay was missing there, and the wrong relay was installed in the door locks slot. Let me try to find a 5-pin relay, see if we can get these door locks to work. In the spare parts bin, I got a Bosch relay. Now it does say Toyota on it, but it won't make this Porsche even any less reliable. So let's see if it'll fit right in here. Hey, we got door lock operation with the key off. Let's see now if we close the door. Sweet! Yes! Fantastic! Door locks work perfectly. Now if we turn the key to the accessory position, that should work. And can we manually, so it won't let you manually do anything there. Okay, now we unlock that. That's locked. Okay, and key off. If we lock it from the outside, alright, door locks fixed, blower motor fixed. What's next? Wipers. Intermittent wipers, they don't park, and there's no intermittent speed. Alright, so for the wipers, let's try this out. So we get spray. So intermittent, nothing, and then low speed, high speed. That sounds a little crunchy. That's off. They don't return the park. Intermittent, nothing. Okay. Will we get lucky? We should check if the right relay is installed, because these relays are very specialized to what they do. So this intermittent wiper control, relay XIII, that's relay 8. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pins. Okay. And the next relay, relay 15, is the cleaning fluid pump, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pins. Alright. So my question is, on this relay diagram, this one, 13, and 15 is right next to it. So here's 13. Let's count the number of pins. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pins, but the socket has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just like by the diagram. And if we pull out the headlight, whatever, cleaning relay, that socket has the middle pin empty, and this pin this relay has 6 pins, and these are identical. However, the one in the intermittent wiper slot, that's incorrect. If we look at the actual terminals, we have 30, 87, 31, and then 15 S and T. That's not correct at all. This one is 30, 87, S, T, 15, and 31. So the intensive cleaning fluid pump relay, this is the correct part number. Intermittent wiper action control, not the right part number. So we need a correct intermittent wiper relay for this Porsche. I can't just make one. Where do you get one? I'll ask Google, I guess. But that's the diagnosis for the intermittent wipers right now. Incorrect fancy relay installed in the fuse box. Oh, a little bonus footage. So for the cruise control diagram, once you get started with these diagrams, you just kind of get in the groove and you want to keep going. So here's the cruise control regulator. It's a fully electronic system. And let's just look at what all these pins do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pins. And that's obviously a ground right there. And the power coming in on F6, it looks like. F6 comes from fuse number 7. And fuse number 7, going to F6, is stoplights and cruise control. That's our power feed. Terminal X, that would be accessory power. Okay, so power and ground. Then we have the control switch, so 3 wires from the control stock. Then we have these 2 wires going through a clutch switch to the actual drive that pulls on the throttle cable. And finally, F7 and looks like M1. F7 comes from our stoplight switch, and you see it's powered up by F6. So that's the stop input from the brake pedal to cancel the speed. And then finally, this last wire has to be the actual speedometer signal, M1, and M1 does come from the electronic speedometer. So what's the most likely thing to fail here? Well, I know the brake lights works, the stop switch should be okay. What about this clutch switch? We heard the clutch pedal is a little squeaky. Let's look at the clutch pedal and see if that little clutch switch is, when the pedal's released, it should be, closed to enable this cruise control drive. Alright, well, it's going to be a really tight shot here. Here's our clutch pedal, and right here there's a little tank. So you push the clutch in, it's squeaky. I don't hear it clicking that switch. If I pull up on the pedal, right there, it's very close. So I bet that switch was not being depressed. So what we can do is push the pedal down and just gently tweak this little plate this way. So now much better. No parts required, simply beautiful. And might as well get a little WD-40 and lubricate this spring. We'll see if that takes care of the squeak. There's a lot of pivots here, so we'll just lubricate all of them. Try to get rid of this annoying squeak. Take it on spin and see if cruise control works. Oh yeah, WD-40 did its magic. No more squeaky. And the switch is definitely being depressed. Let's take it for a spin, see if the cruise control works. Here's the test for the cruise control. If I push it away from me, that's some pretty fast acceleration there. If I hit reset, woohoo! That's awesome. Fixed. We just gotta do hazard button, intermittent wipers, and then clock. I may have to get a new one of those. Circuit board problem there. This car's pretty sweet. Let's finish up the Porsche 928. I got 2 parts from eBay, hazard switch and the intermittent wiper relay. Let's plug these in, make sure everything works. Alright, here's the fuse box. Here's the new relay. We'll just pop it in here. Okay. Key on. And let's see. Why is the washer not working? The wipers do return to their rest position. That's good. Let me check the washer. Alright, here we go. Just added some washer fluid. Perfect. Alright, let's do the hazard switch. So, it's in pieces. It's supposed to look like this. Let me get this out and we'll plug a new one in. Hopefully the hazard lights work. Alright, brand new hazard switch. There's only one way this can plug in, I believe. No. Okay, it's that way. Okay, let's see. Yay! And with the key on, make sure turn signals still work. Even the button lights up. That's cool. Lights come on, high beam, low beam. Alright, I think we're just about done with this thing. Take it one more test drive and return it back to the owner.